John Stephenson is the author of several books on crime and corruption, and after being approached by ShieldCrest Publishing, he agreed to meet with Martin Foran. Foran had suffered 2 miscarriages of justice before being found innocent of all charges, and after listening to his story and seeing the evidence, John was concerned that the injustices and the inhuman treatment Foran had received called into question the honesty and integrity of the police, law courts and prison service, which we too readily take for granted as acting in our best interest. He still struggles to understand how any one person and his family could suffer so much injustice over a period of 40 years without even receiving an apology and having had all requests for compensation rejected. As a result, he agreed to write his story in order to bring his plight to wider attention. The result is the release of his book entitled Martin Foran, The Forgotten Man.
The story of Martin Foran's 40-year fight for justice simply had to be told. Why? Because it strikes at the very heart of the British justice system, which we too readily accept as being beyond reproach. Foran is the first man in British legal history to suffer a double miscarriage of justice. He was framed for a total of 7 false charges, causing him to serve 2 terms of imprisonment totaling 20 years. As if that wasn't enough, he was brutally treated and beaten regularly whilst inside Her Majesty's prison. It took a further 20-year relentless battle after his release from prison for the second time before the appeal courts accepted that he was fraudulently convicted of all 7 charges laid against him. And the Ministry of Justice wrote to him in August 2014 declaring him innocent of all charges. Foran has not long to live, and most would have given up the fight long before. It was only his tenacity and certain knowledge that he was an innocent victim and his determination to clear his name that kept him going. By declaring him innocent, the justice system also accepts that as a result of his 20 years in prison, he was prevented from being a husband and father to his 4 children while they were growing up. Despite this, no one has seen fit to apologize, and his claims for compensation have all been rejected. I only agreed to write his story providing his accusations could be verified, that the police framed him and the fact the courts found him guilty despite clear evidence to the contrary, and his allegations of maltreatment at the hands of the prison service. What I didn't expect was to receive boxes containing thousands of documents including confidential memos and medical records which he managed to smuggle out of prison. The evidence he was able to produce was comprehensive, compelling and overwhelming, but at the same time very worrying, as it revealed evidence hidden by the police which could have proved his innocence beyond doubt from the outset. In other words, had the system not failed him so dramatically, he need not have served a single day of his 20-year sentence. On painstakingly sifting through every single document, it became clear that each time Foran had accused the police and prison service of lying in order to secure his conviction, the evidence was there to support his claim. Quite damningly and frustratingly for Foran, no new evidence was used to acquit him. The same evidence he had used when he was fighting his convictions while in prison. Despite comprehensive help over the decades from some members of Parliament, justice organisations, senior lawyers and even the victims themselves, who repeatedly said he was not the culprit, it was all ignored. Regrettably for him and his family, it was only taken notice of too late, and decades after he had served his time. Foran's spirit is indomitable, and although dying from cancer and type 1 diabetes, brought on by his hunger strikes and savage beatings he received while in prison, he is determined to fight until his dying breath for the justice he and his family deserve. For my part, I intend to donate all the royalties of the book to Foran and his family. You will find his story harrowing and difficult to read. And you will be concerned at how easy it was for the police to frame and harass an innocent victim, and how the courts were able to convict on the flimsiest of evidence. It also calls into question the role of the Home Secretary and Justice Secretary, who refused to listen to protestations from senior lawyers and fellow members of Parliament. His case has changed my view of the soundness of our justice system. And I can assure you that Martin Foran, The Forgotten Man, will change yours. It contains the full story, including all the evidence which was either suppressed or ignored by the courts and those in power, each of which could have prevented his inhumane treatment.